Hey tubers, me again. Okay, so here we are on part 2 of this Yamaha generator. So here, let me show you what we got so far. You know what, I'm going to tell you right now, disassembly was pretty straightforward. You know, everything that you expected it to be. Here's that cover again that goes on top of here, and like I said, they covered it up so much that it wasn't able to breathe. It's supposed to breathe out of those little holes right there. So we gotta deform a new cover, but at least we'll be able to use this as a template. And you can see like where it was drawing the gas up here. It was like, it was, even with the choke off, it was riding with the choke on. So basically that was it. Heat shield, gas tank, blah, blah, blah. It all came off pretty easy. Taking the brains out, I mean, wiring is kind of a nerve-wracking, I don't know, project to take on, but you know what? These guys here did an excellent job as far as I'm concerned, because I'm an idiot, and every one of these plugs came out, and it's very, this is for, it goes up to the carburetor. That's got to be like the auto choke and throttle and stuff. But anyway, they're all individualized, all real easy. I did take and I marked the tops of these ones here, so like I know exactly where they go back. Plus I took a lot of photographs. So there's 4 of them that bolt up, that these connectors go. So like there's the top right, there's the bottom right. You see, it just kind of makes sense, you know. So if I don't have to go back and look at the pictures, I won't. There's bottom left. So just trying to make my job, you know, work a little bit smarter, not harder. These ground wires I did take and photograph where they go back to the engine and stuff. So it was missing a stud over here, and obviously there's a pretty good exhaust leak and a lot of carbon build up on there. So here's what I found. This is why we're, oh wait a minute, before we get over to the engine, here is, well, I guess you would call it a rectifier or something, but they actually went in there with a hacksaw and they cut that and they cut that, and I'm assuming that down over here that there's a bracket that goes and holds this piece, and that piece would be this right here. This was put in backwards, so there's some way we got to take and put that little angle bracket in so that this piece is going to set back in. Here, let me kick it over. So that, whoops, so that this piece has got to go back in here. This has got to be mounted up in there. So that's going to be our little project, our little endeavor. We got to make a bracket down here where the weld broke, and then we're going to have to like retap some holes and stuff so that this goes in there. The starter is located right back behind here. So going to take a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be too terribly difficult. The guy that has the welding rig, he's pretty good at it. So here's the first chink in the armor. Here's the exhaust right over here and stuff. Just for giggles. This is a 10 thousandths feeler gauge, and this is supposed to be maxed out at 12. This thing is just riding right under here, so that's gonna need adjustment. I was kind of hoping that it was too tight and that it was holding that valve open, because I'm gonna put this right up here, and you gotta listen, guys. That exhaust valve, let me get the focus. Focus, baby. Focus, baby. Okay, now listen. I'm turning it, you gotta listen. That valve is not seated. It's more of a listening exercise, guys. Can you hear it? Hear that noise? That's coming right up past that valve stem. Right here, it's coming up past there. So you got to take and pull it out. Luckily for us, it's not like a full disassembly. I don't have to take everything off because here's one head bolt. From the jug, we're only going to have to take the head off. There's one bolt here, and there's two down inside of here. So I'm just going to take that off, remove that exhaust valve, and try to get it to lap in there. I'm hoping that it's not bent, but I've got two different grades of valve lapping compound. I got the coarse. I'll start off with that. Then I'll take and I'll hit it with the fine, and then put it back together. And pretty sure that's going to bring it back to where it needs to be. But yeah, the rest of it is pretty straightforward. We'll let you know what's going to happen after that. Hopefully the next video, like, this bad boy will be running. It's still Sunday. I don't know. Depends on like what that gasket looks like. Maybe like we'll have it up and running here this afternoon. So, all right, we'll catch you in a little bit. I'm done. I'm out.